A strong work ethic came early to Alexander Laird, or Sandy, as he's known to most. Born in Invermere, BC, he was helping on the family farm as young as 6 years old.
Dad was a logger, so he was out with his horses, horse logging all year, and particularly in the winter. Somebody else had to go and get the firewood and go and milk the cows and bring the cows in from the range every day and mend the fences and dig the ditches. And
Sandy originally believed his career involved working with horses.
Well, it started at 6 years old, and I was driving a team of horses when I was 10, and breaking my own horses when I was 12 or 13, and working for packers and guides and outfitters, packing horses when I was about 14, 15, 16.
A chance conversation with a dean from UBC created Sandy's interest in mining.
I think at about 16 years old, I worked at my first mine, which was not too far away up the road, about 7 or 8 miles. And it was a very small mine. It was 70 tons a day compared to the hundreds of thousands of tons a day now.
After working at several mines, Sandy went back to school. In 1957, he graduated from the University of British Columbia with a degree in mine engineering. That was the beginning of a successful career that spanned almost 60 years.
I think what Sandy brought to the industry was the value that good engineering, good understanding of operations does to make successful projects, both in terms of turning them into mines and running them. He represents a class of people who turn dreams into reality.
Sandy had a very holistic view. He understood everything from exploration through feasibility to construction and on into operation, which really I think is reasonably rare.
Sandy had 5 jobs in his first 3 years out of school, including mapping with the Geological Survey of Canada. Moving a lot was part of his plan for ongoing learning.
I've even passed that on to the students that I mentor now. I said, make sure that you got a plan. Your plan doesn't have to be cast in concrete, but make sure that you're growing and learning and change at least every 3 years.
In 1960, Sandy joined Placer, which eventually became Placerdome. He spent 39 years with the company as he oversaw the development of approximately 18 mines on 3 different continents.
There was one period there where we had 5 mines under various stages of construction, from just finishing off to just starting, and that was in 3 parts of the world. So there was a lot of plane travel trying to keep on top of it. By that time, I was the Vice President of Project Development in Vancouver.
Sandy became basically Placer's go-to person when it was anything to do with mine development, anything from evaluation to construction. Sandy is an excellent engineer. He has a sharp mind. He also spent a lot of time in operations, so he understands what has to happen for a mine to work.
In addition to his technical expertise, it was Sandy's personality that gained him respect.
Sandy was always an incredibly pleasant guy to work with. His characteristics were very much helping others. He was always very happy to pass on what information he had.
That willingness to share information continued. He became the chair of an industry advisory committee to UBC and facilitated a course on open pit mining. He has also donated a great deal of money and one-on-one time to help students.
I spent a lot of time mentoring students, and it's well received. The students love having people who've got industry experience to actually talk to them about things they need to be thinking about if they want to have a career in the industry.
Sandy retired from Placerdome in 1999 at 65, but went on to create his own consulting firm and then become advisor to Quadra Mining.
Or 2015, I pulled my last check, so I was 78 or 79 years old at that point.
It's Sandy's ability to operate in rough terrain, navigate intense political climates, and care for local communities that have influenced the way the world sees Canadian mining companies. His track record of building great mines around the world is one of the reasons Canadian mining companies are so highly regarded to this day.
He is one of the reasons why the Canadian mining industry has such a good reputation around the world.
He's contributed so much to the industry and its global recognition for Canada as mining excellence. We're best in class for a reason, worldwide, and Sandy is part of that reason.